How excited are you for this opportunity to be competing in the playoffs here in your first PFL season and overall in the fight itself?
I'm very excited. I'm excited that it's at Madison Square Garden. That's kind of unreal to me. So yeah, I'm pumped for the fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Does being able to compete on a stage like this in New York in Madison Square Garden, does that add anything extra to the fight in terms of personally for you and how much it means to you?
It's special. It's like a bucket list kind of goal. Like every fighter kind of wants to fight here. So it's awesome that it's happening in a few days' time. So yeah.
Then last question for me. One thing that really stands out about Monte is he's kind of an aggressive boxer, right? So how do you see those boxing exchanges playing out in terms of his aggression? What kind of fight are you expecting?
Yeah, he's aggressive. He comes out quite wild. He throws big loopy punches. I think my style works really well for that. I'm a bit longer. I think my technical boxing is a lot better than his, and I think he'll feel my power, and I'll be able to keep him on the outside and just kind of sniper him away.
Thanks, Rob.
Rob, so of course you're from Australia, right? You guys have had a lot of great champions like Rob, Volkanovski. Talk to me what it'd be like to bring that belt home, and also to get a PFL card over to your home country.
Oh, that'd be unreal. I'd love a PFL card to come to Australia. I mean, maybe for the final, you know. They haven't had anyone like the UFC, Bellator, or anyone go to them for ages, so it'd be huge over there. But yeah, it'd mean a lot to me to be the first Australian PFL champion, you know, and kind of add to that list of Vulcan, Whitaker.
Is that Eddie but Fight Bananas? Obviously, you've stated a lot this year about your boxing and striking improving so much, and you being such a great striker. Who from Madison Square Garden or boxing history has been some inspiration for you?
I mean, Ali's fought there a lot. I used to have his poster on my wall, so you know it's kind of cool that I actually posted a photo that kind of looks in my last fight me similar to one of his old photos, which was I forgot that was the poster I had on my wall as a kid, so it's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Boss. I just want to follow up on that. So many people look at Ali as more than just a fighter. There's so many quotes that he has said that's inspired them. Is there anything that he's ever said that's been a staple for you, that's inspired you in your career?
There's definitely, I often write like a quote down each day in my daily planner, and he's definitely popped up a number of times that I've used him, like in any case. But one that I've been writing down lately was, what was he saying? If I can imagine it, I can achieve it. If my heart can believe it and I can imagine it, I can achieve it. Something along those lines, and that kind of meant a lot to me. So I've been writing that down each day. Yeah.
Thank you.
Rob, you've won by knockout in your last 3 fights, but in your career you have 7 knockouts, 7 submissions. Delon Monte has never been knocked out, even though you talk about his aggressive nature. How do you see yourself winning this fight?
As you said, I've got knockouts, I've got submissions. I can see myself knocking him out, or I can take him to the ground and submit him on the ground. Just because I'm getting some knockouts lately doesn't mean I'm not grappling, and you know that's kind of how I started, and that's also what I really love to do as well, is take people down, ground and pound them, submit them. So I can see knockout or submission, but I'll be finishing the fight for sure.
Awesome. And what fight in your career do you think prepared you most for this matchup?
Probably no fight, but just training with my coach Priscus back home. He's a judo black belt, really high level, short, strong guy. So you know, my whole career I've been training for that sort of matchup. So I'm
Great, thank you.
with it.
Rob, so I'm just curious, being that you're a well-rounded athlete, being MMA, boxing, and kickboxing, what's been the most, what's been the hardest for you to maintain?
What do you mean maintain?
Just with the consistency of putting the work in.
I mean, I've always, all the like boxing, kickboxing is just to help my fighting, my MMA. Like MMA has always been the goal. I love training. You know, even when I've wanted to have some time off or like not sure what I was going to do, I've still been training just like a little bit because I love to train. So you know, it's all enjoyable for me.
With the success you've had at Factory X, do you perceive yourself in the future maybe bringing the family and staying in the States permanently, or is it more back and forth?
It just depends how much of America I can put up with, I guess. I miss home. I miss all my family and friends back home, and you know Tasmania's awesome. So yeah, we'll see.
Hey Rob, growing up in Hobart, you know, for the Mona Gallery local cuisine, was it a positive experience being born in Hobart, Tasmania?
Definitely Tasmania. You know, beautiful islands in the world, and I definitely see myself living there, like, you know, long term. Like, it's just, I don't think, unless you've been there, yeah, it's just
It's
really
tough to
beautiful.
beat.
It's just, yeah, tough to beat.
And I'd love to know holistically how your experience in New York has been. I know yesterday you saw about 30 rats come out of the sewer and fight over some food. How has New York been treating you?
That was the first thing I saw as soon as I came out. That was pretty exciting. I mean, I've only been here for like less than 24 hours, so I'm keen to kind of have a bit of a look around. I'm excited for, you know, after the weigh-in or after the fight to try all the food. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to be in New York. I've never been here before, so it's exciting.
Awesome. Best of luck.
Thank you.
You mentioned how long you could handle being in America. What's the weirdest thing that we do here?
Oh, I don't know this.
We
There's a
won't
lot
be
of weird-
offended.
There's a lot of weird stuff, but it's just, well, I shouldn't get too political, but apart from just the constant shootings.
Well, yeah.
But you know, I miss my coffee. You know, coffee back home is pretty good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey Rob, coming off 2 impressive finishes, do you feel a pressure to get another finish, or does any win do for you on Friday night?
I never feel pressure to get a finish. People are kind of asking that throughout the tournament with the points. I kind of just fight, and if it comes, it comes. And you know, if you look at my record, it usually ends in a finish. So.
Thank you.
Rob, you mentioned a little bit about, you know, watching these Australian fighters, champions fighting in Melbourne, the big stadium. Of course, since COVID, it's been more difficult. But we saw George Kambosos have that big fight there. Did you watch that, and did that make you think, you know, yeah, we need to bring big time MMA back to Australia?
Definitely need to bring it back. It's been a while, and I think every time there's a show down there, it's usually pretty big, often a stadium, and they sell out. You know, they've had the biggest sales there, like 60,000 people turning up to fight. So, and especially with how big it's getting in Australia, it's definitely, you know, it's funny being here since I've been living in America. Like, people just look at you and can tell that you're a fighter or ask if you're a fighter. It's not like that back home, but it's definitely getting bigger, and especially with all the great talent coming out of Australia, it would be awesome to do a show down there.
Did you see the Jai Apataya and Bridas fight, the cruiserweight boxing?
No, I
championship
missed
fight?
that one.
That was a good one. It was a good Australian
Yeah.
battle.
We're good. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks,
you.
guys.